Before got a few thoughts I'd like to bring to you, but before I do that, I would like to say on behalf of the family, thank you for your prayers in our recent loss. It must be terrible if you're not saved, you know. No hope, gone, finished. And we do value the church and the family. Well, thank you very much. Many years ago, when I was a young man, a bit younger than my son, there used to be a song we used to sing. I love this family of God. I don't know whether anybody can remember it. I can't. I cannot remember that line, so you can relax. I'm not going to sing it. You know, we were talking the other day, a few of us, and somebody said, "What do you think heaven's like?" And to be honest, it's not something we really think about, is it? But I did have one little bit of inspiration, if you like. When you look at the world now and the terrible state it's in, there's a mad rush for gold, and it's hitting record prices. And you know, when I get there, I'm going to walk on it. And it won't want polishing either. So I'd like to read a couple of verses from 2 Corinthians chapter 13. For though he was crucified through weakness, yet he lived by the power of God. For we also are weak in him, but we shall live with him by the power of God towards you. And particularly this verse, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except you be reprobates. The Bible has the complete answers to all our needs and all our problems. And it has excellent instruction. Now, times are changing in the world and things we buy. And how many of us have bought things that require assembly? And we've gone, box, bits, instructions, chucked them. Eventually, despite being constantly nagged, you need to look at that. You need to read it. We have to come back to it and study it, because they're not always clear and crystal clear. And eventually we end up following them. I've been there a time or two, I can tell you. And I've had my wife in my ear as well. But under the Levitical law, there were 5 great offerings. The burnt offering, the meal offering, the trespass offering, the peace offering, and the sin offering. However, all these offerings were ongoing and had to be repeated. Now, Jesus came, lived a perfect, sin-free life, and he voluntarily went to the cross. Why? Love, God is love, but he delighted to do God's will. Think of that, delighted. And because of this, he was the perfect, sinless sacrifice. Now, there's nothing nice about the cross. The Romans, and I've read and seen a bit about them lately, had perfected all forms of torture for human pleasure. They'd perfected it to the state of how long it could last, that could make you last, and how much damage it could do to your body. And in fact, some of the wise men of the time were even writing to the emperors and saying, "Hey, go steady, or there's going to be no wildlife left in Africa." Such was the rate that they were getting through things. However, Jesus was crucified. The cross, it was designed so that when it dropped in the ground, all the joints on your body were pulled out of line and everything. Not nice at all. But after it all, Jesus said 3 words. It is finished. There's no more sacrifice from Jesus required. Calvary covers it all. Absolutely everything. Everything you need, everything, not want. There's lots of things my fleshy self says I want. But everything I need is available, and it's only available because of Calvary. Now, we are instructed to examine ourselves regarding what our faith is in. So, because we're instructed, we can understand that people lose sight of it, lose the revelation of it, lose the experience of the total package, what it really means. What did Calvary really do? It covered absolutely everything. We can soon slightly move off. It can be self. It can be man-made programs. It can be another God. It can be something that we like and follow, and slowly it becomes the focal point of our lives and we lose out. We must keep our faith firmly in Christ and what he did at Calvary. If it's not in him, then we've got problems. But in him and focusing on Calvary, we'll make it. You know, I always think when we say we'll make it, I always think of a pirate. And he's got that little monkey sat there, usually, auntie, when you see the caricature of a pirate. And that little monkey's the devil. And he's sat there and he's in your ear. And he's going, shouldn't have said that, you're not going to make it. Shouldn't have done that, you're not going to make it. Call yourself a Christian, you're not going to make it. But while ever we're focused on Calvary, while ever that's the center of all, we will make it. In fact, by grace, we've already made it. So just a few thoughts for you there. Will the ushers please come forward?